Hi, everyone. I'm Master Coach Gretchen Heido. So happy to be speaking to all of you today. I was thinking about what would be really helpful for this recording and for your little Thursday motivation. And here's what I came up with. There is so much suffering that happens in the mind, and I'd love to help you to be able to view that a little bit differently. The next time you find yourself agitated, unhappy, irritated, anxious, or otherwise out of sorts, I'd love for you to pause and sit and ask yourself, what is the story my mind is telling me? What is the story my mind is telling me? After that, I want you to then ask yourself, if it involves another person, what is the story my mind is creating about what this must mean about the other person? And then what is the story my mind is creating about me? And lastly, what's the evidence that I'm creating to make this story true? So let me break it down for you. I like to say that I am a highly efficient and highly effective person. That's the story that my mind has created. It's great. I think it's part of my identity because we all really get jacked up and all invested in what our identity is. So that's one of my identity stories. Here's what happens. In my home, oftentimes, my mind will say that the people that I live with are not as highly effective or functioning as I am. So if anyone is taking a nap, or if the garbage hasn't been taken out, or if people are resting in any way, if there's any sort of a mess or phone calls haven't been made, my mind then creates a story that those people, my poor kids and husband, are not highly effective or efficient. From there, the story it tells me about me is that, well, I am, and I'm the only one. And so that leads to my superior thinking, which makes me better than everyone else in the house. From there, my mind collects evidence so that I can stay superior and high functioning. But what this really causes is a lot of agitation, dis-ease, and unhappiness between those and the ones that me and the ones that I love in the house. I'm wondering for you, what stories does the mind tell you, and how is it getting in your way? Once you can start noticing and seeing where you're collecting the evidence, you'll find that it's a lot easier to untangle yourself from your mind. Byron Katie has her powerful 4 questions. I would encourage you to go and look those up. And that's the tip for the day. Let me know in the chat how that helped you. What's the story your mind tells you about you and others and the evidence that it creates? And as always, if there's anything that you'd like answered, throw it out there, put it in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it next time. Thanks.